Welcome to another post-Thanksgiving episode. Are all these comics going to make good film and television shows? We have Absolute Wonder Woman number 2, and we have the new episode or issue of Superman. So let's check them out right now. So let's check them out right now. Superman. So let's check them out. Superman. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you so much for spending time with me as we rant about movies, comic books, and television shows, as well as the occasional board game. I am your host, Frank Zanca. I'm an award-winning screenwriter, novelist, and comic book writer, as well as a filmmaker. But yeah, we do this so that you can see what's out there that Marvel and DC and independents are doing, and if they show up on your movie or television screen in the future. This is my take on what's going on out in the comic book world. And if you're collecting, great. And if you're not collecting, just as well, because we're going to jump into these stories and I'm going to give you a little update about what these stories actually are. So let's start with Absolute Wonder Woman. This is number 2. This is a alternate version of Wonder Woman where instead of her being on Themyscira, she was sent to hell. Where she is as a baby. She is raised by Cersei, which is a Wonder Woman villain who is a sorceress. So she's raised by an evil sorceress in hell. She ends up becoming a warrior. She retains her justice sense of morality. And she is fighting big kaiju monsters. Okay. And that's where we are. Somehow she leaves hell to fight monsters. So that's kind of how this works. So she has a lasso, but the lasso is created by other things. And we'll get into that in just a second. But anyway, she was fighting this Harbinger. So she's in America. They come out of the water. And she is waiting for them saying, "You must go back to the water, Harbinger. You're not wanted here. It is not your day to go on vacation. Go back to work." So we have this battle going on, and she's like, "I will beat you all to hell." And I really do not like the artwork here. I kind of wish the artwork, because the Tom King Wonder Woman I think is horrible. I dropped it. And I would like to see that artist on here. This is all very, very sketchy kind of artwork. Either it doesn't have any type of detail in the figures or the pencil lines are just very sketchy. And I'm not a fan of the new uniform. I don't mind like the tribal Viking tattoos on her and the eye thing, but I'm not a fan of the actual uniform. But anyway, she attaches the lasso of pain, which is really what it is. So it's made from the body parts of a basilisk. So it's almost like Ghost Rider, where it feels the pain of every pain it's inflicted. So it's kind of like a pen and stare of Ghost Rider. But to me, it looks like, you see how the way he draws it, it's kind of bumpy, making it look like it's entrails, which is kind of gross. But anyway, she is confronted by Steve Trevor, and he's like, "Hi, how you been, Burby? You can finally get out of hell." Meanwhile, he was in hell, but we have no idea how he got there or got out. So we get a flashback of him washing up on shore, wounded, and the Hydra pulls him under. But see how the artwork, look at the nose and stuff like that. It's they're trying to make it look like a Greek painting, I think. But it doesn't really work. But anyway, she brings him home after diving in and getting him out. And she's like, "Mommy, look what I found. Can I keep him? I make sure I take care of him." No, she doesn't say that. And he's like, "Well, thanks for saving me. But am I dead? Oh my God, I'm dead. I'm in hell." And she's like, "I don't think you're dead. But you're in hell." 1 out of 2 you got right. And she's like, "Hi, are you her mommy?" "Yes, but make sure that your chastity belt is on." So, see, the costume is kind of dumpy. Not a real fan. So we have no idea how Steve Trevor washed up on this shore. And she looks bigger than him. I don't know. And he's like, "You have a lot of eye makeup on, considering you're not going into battle." But anyway, she's towering over the general there, and she's like, "I will fight these beasties, whether you like it or not, with or without your help, and don't make me slam you into the ground and make you shorter." But she's telling him that there's new monsters going to be coming up, and he's like, "You're going to be following orders, whether you like it or not." And she's like, "Whatever, I'm going to go feed my horse." So she goes out and feeds the horse, and it's actually Pegasus, but it's a dead Pegasus. That's why it's a whole bunch of bones. So it's a very bony dead Pegasus. "Hi, you pony Pegasus. You need to get some eatings." Doesn't help, though. He doesn't make any. It's still bones. And Steve is like, "Is that the real Pegasus? Why'd you name your Pegasus Pegasus? Because it is the Pegasus, and the only one Pegasus." All right, so enough of that. Who's on first? But anyway, the big monster comes up, and this is like the personification of death. It looks very like Cthulhu-like. And she's like, "You shall not pass." And he's like, "I'm going to squish you." And that's the end of that. So yeah, I still like it, even though we have no idea, and we have so many questions at this point in issue 2. I don't know, and I think there's only 5 issues, at least in this arc. So actually, I'm only going to collect until 5. I'm not sure if we're going to keep going after that. But we have no idea how the gods were pissed off for her to even get sent to hell as a baby. We have no idea how Trevor showed up on this wild isle or whatever it's called. And we have no idea how she got out or how he got out. So to try to stop whatever the monsters are from coming and eating everybody. But I like it better than the original one. I don't like that big old sword, the anime sword either. I wish they'd do a redesign. All right, so let's jump into Superman. This is number 20. Somehow Lois has superpowers, and we had a time trapper. I forgot what the guy's name was, but he's a doomsday in the future who is intelligent and can speak. And I think that's because he's evolved, because every time he gets killed, he evolves and comes back. So Superman is trying to stop this guy because his older self is now dropped in. And again, Lois has powers somehow, which we don't know how. But yeah, so we're telling like a backstory of Doomsday, which we really, I guess that's for new readers. And about how he's died so many times, and that's what Doomsday looks like right there, a little bit thinner. "I've lost some weight. I went to get to Weight Watchers." And why he has chains dangling there, I have no idea. That looks silly. "I am the ghost of Doomsday Christmas past. Would you like to see your future?" So he says, "Yeah, don't charge at me, Superman, because I'm still strong. You can't just charge at me." And Dan Moore is also doing the artwork on here, which is great. So he just disappears, and he says, "My older self is coming, so you better prepare yourself." So Doomsday lands, and of course, whenever Doomsday is involved, we're definitely going to knock down, drag out, fight, which is awesome. Except that he's got Lois there now to either rely on or to worry about, or a little of both. And he's like, "Raw!" And he's like, "You need a breath mint." So yes, we have Lex Luthor, who's there with the beard and mustache, helping people, and he doesn't remember his past at all. So Lois gets smacked, and that kind of triggers Superman to start going crazy. And Mercy calls the Justice League and says, "You need to be back sitting there on deck because I may need you guys in case Superman can't handle this." They're like, "Okay." Well, Batman's like, "We're ready." And meanwhile, Mercy and some of the Super Corps and Parasite land to help Superman. And Parasite grabs him and he's like, "There's so much energy. I'm drunk now." Pretty much. But that's his last drink because he rips Parasite in half with a big... And everybody's like, that is not good. We had additional figures we had to sell of him. We have action figures just selling there. If you kill him off, we're just not going to be able to sell them. But yeah, so he goes a bit bonkers at that point, saying after he hit Lois and then killed Parasite, Superman just goes completely bonkers on him to the point where they have to say, "Stop, you're killing him." He's like, "Yeah, that's the point." And if you kill him, you're just going to make him stronger anyway. And then he tries to patch up Lois, who took a nice little belting to the shoulder there. And he's like, "I have no idea what's going on." I do like how they show him and Lois being very affectionate. I do appreciate that. And then we get whatever that is. We have no idea what's going on there. So I guess we'll find out. And I have no idea what Calaton is. "Calaton, take me away." But that's what he says with see the top, the caption there. So yeah, I have no idea. But I really like this. The pacing is really good. Very definitely surprising with Parasite. I'm still not on board with Lois having superpowers, so that's kind of thrown me. But otherwise, really good. It's actually been really good. Josh Williamson's doing a really good job with that one. So I'm going to reserve on that one because, again, Lois having powers doesn't really work, but the mystery of who this time trapper guy is, that's Doomsday in the future, that's a pretty good thing. And then we get, Doomsday beating the crap out of one another, which is always good for a film. And Absolute Wonder Woman, they can't even make a regular Wonder Woman movie, much less an Absolute Wonder Woman show. But this might make a good animated thing for Max. So that might be the case. But they can't even make a Wonder Woman movie, much less do Absolute Wonder Woman movie. All right. Well, that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Remember to give me that thumbs up. Give me that like. Give me a comment below and tell me what you guys are getting. Did you get to read these at all? Or are you just, watching to see what something is that might hit the theater or whatever in the future? Let me know. Also, let me know if you're collecting something that I'm not. That was always good. And hope you guys had a really great Thanksgiving. Remember, too, that if you'd like to get involved in the Green Hornet or get signed up for notifications, you'll find the link in the description below. Definitely hit that. We're over 100 people already. I'd like to get to 200 before we actually launch next year. All right. Thanks again, guys, and happy holidays to you and your family. Thanks again, guys, and you and your family. Bye. Thanks again, guys, and you.